Put this Pepsi in that rice you are cooking for your husband. After eating it, he will do anything you say. He will never cheat again.
After my husband eats this food, he won't look at another woman again. I'm doing what the native doctor asked me to do.
Honey, please be fast. I'm hungry.
Hi, Anita. This one you called me today. What happened? I just saw your husband right now entering the hotel with another woman. Stay there, Anita. I'm coming to the hotel right now.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nduka, for calling you urgently to come to the hotel, but this business deal is very important for our company.
No problem, sir. It's business, I understand.
Look, that's your husband's car. Your so-called newly wedded husband's car. In a hotel by this time. With another woman. No, this is not possible. My husband Nduka loves me. He can't do this. Crying won't help you. If you don't act fast, you'll lose your husband. What should I do, Anita? What? I will take you somewhere. After visiting that place, your husband will never cheat again. Go deeper into the forest. You will see a native doctor. He will give you a charm to use on your husband. I'm scared, but I will go.
Put this Pepsi in that rice you are cooking for your husband. After eating it, he will do anything you say. He will never cheat again.
Sir, hope there's no side effects.
Just do as I say.
Hello, Sonia. I've given it to her. The poison Pepsi you gave me to give her.
Perfect. She doesn't even know I lied. Her husband went to that hotel with his business partner. I can't watch Amaka enjoy marriage with a handsome man while I remain single. After my husband eats this food, he won't look at another woman again. I'm doing what the native doctor asked me to do.
Honey, please be fast. I'm hungry. I can't wait to eat this rice. I'm so hungry.
After eating that food, he will fall and die, and she will become a widow. She will become a widow.
Watch out till the end. Because sometimes, the person sitting closest to you at the dining table is the same person secretly praying for your downfall. And sometimes danger doesn't come looking like an enemy. It comes smiling. It comes laughing. It comes calling you, my friend. That evening, Anita stood beside the dining table, watching her husband Nduka sit comfortably in front of the plate of rice she had prepared. She tried to hide her nervousness. Her hands were cold. Her heart was beating faster than usual. Nduka noticed her strange behavior. Honey, why are you just standing there? Anita forced a smile. Nothing, I just want you to enjoy your food. Nduka smiled. Of course I will. You know I can never resist your cooking. He picked up his spoon. Anita's eyes followed the spoon. It moved slowly toward the plate, then toward Nduka's mouth. Anita swallowed hard. But just as Nduka was about to eat, Anita jumped. Nduka stopped. They both looked toward the door. Who is that? Nduka asked. I don't know. Another knock came. This time, it was followed by a familiar voice. Anita, open the door. Anita's face suddenly changed. Sofia? Nduka looked at her. Your friend? Yes. Anita hurried toward the door, but something strange happened. Before opening it, Anita paused. She didn't know why. Perhaps it was just a feeling. A small voice inside her told her not to open the door, but she ignored it. She opened the door, and there stood Sofia, smiling, looking completely innocent. Anita, Sofia, what are you doing here? Sofia laughed. Is that how you welcome your friend? She stepped inside before Anita could answer. I was passing nearby, so I decided to check on you. But there was something Anita didn't know. Sofia had not come because she was passing nearby. She had not come because she missed her friend. And she certainly had not come by accident. Sofia had been waiting for this moment. She had been waiting for hours. She needed to know one thing. Had Nduka eaten the food? That was the real reason she came. But she had to be careful. She couldn't allow Anita to suspect anything. Sofia entered the sitting room and immediately saw Nduka. Ah, Nduka, you're home. Nduka smiled. Yes, I just came back from work. Sofia looked at the dining table. Her eyes quickly landed on the plate of rice. For a split second, her smile disappeared. Then she smiled again. Oh, so you people are about to eat? Anita nodded. Yes. Sofia walked closer. What did you cook? Rice. Sofia laughed. You know I love your rice. Anita smiled awkwardly. I'll get you another plate. Sofia quickly shook her head. No, don't bother yourself. She walked toward the table. Anita froze. Sofia picked up the spoon. She served herself. 1 spoonful, 2, 3. Nduka watched her. You're really hungry. Sofia laughed. You have no idea. She sat down. Anita remained standing. Something about Sofia's behavior was making her uncomfortable. Sofia noticed. Why are you staring at me? I'm not. Yes, you are. Anita smiled. I'm just surprised you came without calling. Sofia laughed. Can't I surprise my best friend anymore? She took another bite. Then she looked at Nduka. By the way, Nduka, how was your meeting? Nduka paused. My meeting? Yes, the one at the hotel. Anita's heart suddenly stopped. Nduka looked at Sofia. How did you know about the hotel? Sofia quickly laughed. I heard Anita talking about it. Anita stared at her, but Sofia immediately changed the subject. Anyway, how did the meeting go? Nduka shrugged. It went well. He returned to his seat, but Sofia's eyes remained on him. She was studying him, watching his movements, waiting for something to happen. Then suddenly, Nduka's phone rang. He stood up. Excuse me. He walked into the sitting room. Sofia watched him disappear. Then she slowly turned toward Anita. Her smile disappeared. Did he eat? Anita looked confused. What? The rice. Anita stared at her. Why are you asking? Sofia immediately smiled again. I was only asking because he said he was hungry. Anita nodded slowly. He hasn't eaten yet. For the first time that evening, Sofia looked genuinely relieved. But she quickly hid it. Oh, okay. She continued eating. And Anita didn't notice the strange look that briefly crossed Sofia's face. Because Anita still believed Sofia was her friend. She didn't know that the woman sitting at her dining table had already imagined the funeral she wanted Anita to attend. She didn't know that Sofia had already rehearsed the words she would use when pretending to comfort her. And she didn't know that the story about Nduka cheating had been carefully manufactured. There had never been another woman. There had only been a business meeting, and Sofia knew it. Because she had deliberately sent Anita there. She had watched from a distance. She had seen Nduka enter the hotel with his business partner. And she had immediately called Anita. Not because she wanted to protect her, but because she wanted to create suspicion. Sofia had been planning everything. The hotel, the lie, the native doctor, the food, everything. But there was one thing Sofia had not planned. She had not planned to eat the food herself, and that mistake was about to change everything. Sofia continued eating. She laughed, she talked, she behaved as though nothing was wrong. But inside her mind, she was counting. She was waiting to see whether Nduka would return to the table and eat. Because if he did, her plan would be complete. She looked toward the sitting room. Nduka was still on the phone. Sofia quietly whispered to herself, "Come and eat." She wanted to see it happen. She wanted to see the man she envied disappear from Anita's life. But fate had other plans. Anita walked into the kitchen. "I'll bring you some water." The moment Anita left, Sofia stopped eating. She looked at the plate, then at the kitchen, then toward the sitting room. Her face became cold. For the first time, the audience could see the real Sofia. The smiling friend was gone. In her place was a woman consumed by jealousy. She whispered, "Soon Anita will have nothing." But Sofia didn't realize that Nduka had returned. He was standing at the entrance of the sitting room. He heard her. "What did you just say?" Sofia turned around. Her face immediately changed. I said the food is nice." Nduka stared at her. "You said something else." Sofia laughed nervously. "No, I didn't." Nduka continued looking at her. Then his phone rang again. He answered it. Sofia breathed out in relief, but her relief didn't last long. Because Anita returned. She placed a glass of water beside Sofia. "Here." "Thank you." Sofia drank. Then suddenly, her hand stopped. She looked at Anita. Something was wrong. Her breathing changed. She put the glass down. "Anita." "Yes?" "I don't feel..." She didn't finish the sentence. She held onto the table. Anita rushed toward her. Sofia. Nduka immediately ended his call. What happened? I don't know. Sofia struggled to remain conscious. Nduka called for assistance. But before help arrived, Sofia looked at Anita. And this time, there was no smile on her face. Only fear. Anita, forgive me. Anita stared at her. Forgive you for what? Sofia began crying. I lied to you. Anita froze. About what? The hotel. Nduka looked at her. What hotel? Sofia looked at him. The woman you saw me tell Anita about. She struggled to speak. She wasn't your lover. Anita's eyes widened. What? Sofia continued. She was your business partner. Silence filled the room. Anita stepped backward. You knew? Sofia nodded. Yes. Then why did you lie? Sofia covered her face. Because I wanted you to hate him. Nduka's expression hardened. Why? Sofia looked at Anita. Because I wanted what you had. Anita couldn't believe it. You wanted my husband? Sofia began crying. I wanted your happiness. Nduka shook his head. So you decided to destroy it? Sofia didn't answer. Her silence was enough. But there was still something Anita didn't know. She had heard the confession about the hotel. She had heard about the jealousy. But Sofia had not yet told them the biggest secret. The native doctor, the food, the plan, and the reason Sofia had arrived at that house that evening. Sofia looked at the plate of rice. Then she looked at Nduka, and she whispered, You were supposed to eat it. Nduka frowned. Eat what? The rice. Anita's heart began racing. What are you saying? Sofia started crying harder. I told Anita that the native doctor gave us something that would make you love her forever. Nduka stared at her. And you knew that wasn't true? Sofia nodded. It wasn't a love charm. Anita covered her mouth. Then what was it? Sofia looked down. It was meant to harm him. Nduka stepped away from the table. You wanted me dead? Sofia began shaking. Yes. Anita couldn't speak. Her best friend had tried to turn her into a widow, and the worst part was that Anita had unknowingly helped her. But why? Why would Sofia go this far? Why would a woman who had eaten at Anita's wedding ceremony turn against her? The answer went back several years. Sofia had always compared herself to Anita. When Anita bought new clothes, Sofia wanted them. When Anita got a better job, Sofia became uncomfortable. When Anita got married, Sofia smiled at the wedding. She danced. She took pictures. She hugged Anita. But inside, she was burning. Everyone kept telling Sofia, look at your friend Anita, she's lucky. And every time she heard those words, jealousy grew inside her. Then Nduka came into Anita's life. A successful, hard-working man. He loved Anita. He respected her. And that made Sofia's jealousy worse. Sofia didn't simply want Anita's husband. She wanted Anita's entire life. But there was another secret. A secret even Anita didn't know. Sofia had once tried to get close to Nduka before his marriage to Anita. Nduka had rejected her. He never told Anita because he didn't want to create unnecessary problems between the two friends. Sofia never forgot that rejection. Instead of moving on, she waited. And when Anita married Nduka, Sofia's jealousy became hatred. She began planning, quietly, patiently, carefully, until she finally found the native doctor. And that was when the plan began. Sofia had not walked into Anita's house that evening by coincidence. She had been watching. She knew when Nduka normally returned from work. She knew Anita would prepare dinner. She knew Anita trusted her. And most importantly, she knew Anita was already suspicious of her husband. All Sofia needed was one final push. The hotel lie. It was perfect. She had seen Nduka enter the hotel with his business partner. Instead of telling Anita the truth, Sofia turned an innocent business meeting into a story of betrayal. She knew exactly what would happen. Anita would panic. Anita would call Nduka. Anita would become desperate. And when people become desperate, they sometimes make decisions they would never normally make. That was exactly what Sofia wanted. She took Anita to the native doctor. She allowed Anita to believe that the man could solve her marriage problem. But Sofia had already arranged everything. She had even spoken to the native doctor privately. Make sure she believes it will help her husband love her. The native doctor had asked, "And what do you want?" Sofia answered, "I want her husband gone." The native doctor agreed. But Sofia didn't know that the native doctor was also playing his own dangerous game. Everyone had a secret. Everyone wanted something. And Anita was the only person who knew nothing. Back at the house, Nduka was now staring at Sofia. "You planned all this?" Sofia nodded. "Yes." "You lied about me?" "Yes." "You took my wife to a native doctor?" "Yes." "You wanted me dead?" Sofia lowered her head. "Yes." Nduka looked at Anita. Anita was crying silently. She had trusted Sofia more than almost anyone. Now she realized that every conversation, every warning, and every piece of advice might have been part of the plan. Then Nduka asked the question that changed everything. "Why did you come here tonight?" Sofia looked at him. She didn't answer. "Why did you suddenly decide to visit us?" Still nothing. Nduka moved closer. "You didn't come because you missed Anita." Sofia began trembling. "You came because you wanted to know whether I had eaten the food." Sofia looked away. Nduka had discovered the truth. But Sofia still had one final secret. She had come to the house to witness the result of her own plan. She wanted to watch Nduka eat. She wanted to wait. She wanted to see whether he would become weak. She wanted to know whether Anita would become a widow. But fate turned everything upside down. She became the first person to eat the food. And now she was the one suffering the consequences. Anita looked at her through tears. "Sofia, I trusted you." Sofia cried. "I know. I called you my sister. I know. You knew everything about me. I know." "Then why?" Sofia looked at her. "Because I wanted to be you." Anita shook her head. "You could have built your own happiness." Sofia remained silent. Anita continued. "You could have found your own husband. I know. You could have started your own life. I know. But you chose to destroy mine." Sofia covered her face. And for the first time, she realized something. She had spent so much time looking at what Anita had, that she had forgotten to appreciate what she had herself. The following morning, Anita woke up with one question on her mind. What had she almost done? She sat quietly on the edge of the bed while Nduka slept. She thought about the previous evening. She thought about Sofia. She thought about the native doctor. And most importantly, she thought about how easily she had allowed fear to control her judgment. She had believed that her husband was cheating without asking him for an explanation. She had allowed her friend to convince her that the only solution was something dangerous. And now she understood that her marriage had almost been destroyed by a lie. But Anita didn't know that Sofia was still thinking about Nduka. From the hospital, Sofia couldn't sleep. She kept asking herself the same question. Did he eat the food? She had seen Nduka sit at the table. She had seen the rice, but she hadn't seen him eat enough to know whether her plan had worked. And that uncertainty was driving her crazy. She needed to know. So despite her condition, Sofia decided to leave the hospital. She wanted to see Anita. But more importantly, she wanted to see Nduka. If he was dead, there would be mourning. If he was alive, she would know her plan had failed. She arrived at Anita's compound quietly. She stood outside the gate. Everything looked normal. There was no crowd, no crying, no funeral arrangements. Sofia's heart began beating rapidly. Maybe he survived. She walked toward the house. Then she heard laughter. It was Nduka. Sofia froze. Nduka was sitting inside the house, alive, talking to Anita. Sofia's face became pale. No. She stepped backward. But before she could leave, nobody told you to come in? Sofia froze. She slowly turned around. Nduka was standing behind her, alive. His arms were crossed. His eyes were fixed on her. Sofia couldn't speak. Nduka asked, "You came to check if I died?" Sofia began shaking. "No. I came to check on Anita." Nduka laughed bitterly. "After everything you did?" Sofia lowered her head. "I'm sorry. You weren't sorry when you planned it. I made a mistake." "No, Sofia," Nduka stepped closer. "That wasn't a mistake. You planned it." Sofia began crying. Anita came outside. She looked at Sofia. And for a few seconds, neither woman spoke. Then Anita asked, Why did you come back? Sofia looked at her. I wanted to know if he was alive. Anita's eyes filled with tears. Why? Sofia couldn't answer, because the truth was too shameful. She had come hoping to see a grieving widow. Instead, she found the husband alive, and now both of them knew exactly who she was. Nduka knew they couldn't continue pretending that nothing had happened. He called the authorities, but before they arrived, he wanted one thing: the truth. He looked at Sofia. Tell Anita everything. Sofia remained silent. Everything. She started crying. I have already told you. No, Nduka shook his head. You haven't told her everything. Anita looked confused. What else don't I know? Sofia lowered her head. Nduka said, tell her what happened before our wedding. Anita looked at Sofia. What happened? Sofia's tears began falling. I tried to get close to Nduka before you married him. Anita froze. What? I liked him. Nduka nodded. She approached me several times. Anita looked at him. Anita looked at her friend. And you never told me? I was afraid. Afraid of what? That you would hate me. Anita laughed sadly. You should have been honest. Sofia nodded. I know. Nduka continued. I told her I wasn't interested because I loved you. Anita looked at him. You never told me this. I didn't want to create a problem between you and Sofia. Sofia began crying. That was when everything changed. She explained how she became bitter after being rejected. Then Anita remembered something. So all those times you warned me about Nduka. Sofia nodded. I was trying to make you doubt him. And the hotel? I knew the truth. And the native doctor? I arranged everything. Anita stepped backward. Why? Sofia looked at her. Because I wanted your marriage to end. Anita's tears rolled down her face. But you were my friend. Sofia whispered, I know. You were there with... That evening, Sofia sat alone. For the first time, she began thinking about everything she had done. She remembered Anita's wedding. She remembered their friendship. The evidence against both of them was clear. Sofia was taken away in handcuffs, crying as she looked back at Anita. Anita, I'm sorry. Anita stood silently. After everything Sofia had done, forgiveness would take time. The native doctor was also arrested and taken away to face the consequences of his actions. Nduka held Anita's hand. We almost lost everything because of lies and jealousy. Anita nodded. And I almost made a terrible mistake because I believed someone without seeking the truth.